a little while before my ex and I broke up, he started calling me empath. And I know we've heard that word a lot, but at the time it was pretty new to me. And I didn't really know what that was supposed to mean or what it was supposed to feel like. So I thought about it because he was calling me that a lot. And I thought, okay, it's obviously close to the word empathetic. And I did see myself as an empathetic person, but my empathy didn't feel like it was working for me anymore or at all. I was starting to question my level of empathy for people. So empath didn't really feel good. Plus, I feel like it had a little bit of mysticism, like I have this special magic power to see people in this light or to understand them to a degree that's almost like a fairy or something. And it felt like weight. It felt heavy. It felt like something I was supposed to do, like I was trained to be that way. And I wasn't sure that that training was working for me in this part of my life anymore. So all of this was not exactly so clear to me. I was very, very confused. Like that was my feeling a lot. I really don't like being confused. And I don't know who likes being confused. I mean, I understand that I can't have certainty, but this level of confusion was weird. It somehow went with the empath, um, being called an empath. And so I looked it up because before I poo poo it, before I like it, before I decide to call myself that or deny it, I thought I'd look it up because empath just sounds obvious. So it took me a minute to look it up. Um, and what I found every time I Googled or researched or searched, whatever it is, every time I put the word empath into some kind of search and understanding, narcissist came up. So there's this cycle that an empath and a narcissist have. And it turns out that the narcissist feeds on whatever the empath is. And I really feel like he was telling me exactly what he was doing, which sounds so odd to say because it's so clear now. Like it's so interesting. I mean, and I know everyone's calling their ex a narcissist now. I really, really, truly know that. It was very strange how we are a collective conscious in some ways. Like, I don't usually use this terminology, but sometimes words just fit perfectly in the things that I'm thinking. And once I learned about the narcissist, it seems like everyone's suddenly calling their ex a narcissist, or maybe they were before, and it's my bias now. Really am not sure, but I learned that cycle and I learned that I was in it. And I learned that the first part of that cycle is love bombing. Another word that I feel like is suddenly being used, but it is when I first heard the word love bombing, I understood it. And it's just that thing that happens that's called romance in the beginning, where it's everything that you're doing is great, and here's, and not just, it didn't happen with flowers for me, but here's flowers, here's understanding, here's closeness, here's I can't believe it's you sort of feeling, here's this enamored person, and then the confusion comes later on. But that first part is what I thought romance was. And I'm okay. So I'm 50. If you're listening and you're 50, was that not what all of the romance movies were? And if you're not 50, what was romance at the time that you were learning about what it is? Didn't I see in a movie that people would like totally just be slacking and then have this realization that if they don't do something, and that realization comes in the biggest meeting of their life, and they leave it and they run through airports and they throw away their life because you're so great that they need to be with you. And that feeling, that energy that happens when that happens, you're so great, there's electricity between you, and it feels good, and it's a fun movie, or it's not. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be useful in real life. It seems to um, trap you in this world of looking to be a princess of some sort that here's the thing, romantic comedies, were they made by narcissists? Were they the ones actually feeding us that information? I'm not talking about conspiracy theory. I'm talking about what we idealized as romance, me included, what I did. I thought it would have to be this inconvenient. Oh my God, now I'm thinking of that Sex in the City scene where she goes, I want love, inconvenient, I don't remember. I remember the word inconvenient. And I thought, yeah, I do want love that's inconvenient. Is that good or bad? And that's what's happening between looking up empath and finding out this cycle thing. I have to now ask myself, what is romance? First of all, the love bombing thing. Obviously, I liked it. So I have to ask myself, why did I like it? I I really did want somebody to feel like, wow, it's you. I wanted someone to think like there's something between us, but I don't believe in mysticism, so it's weird that that's what I like. I have to think about what is actual romance. I'm not sure if I have the answer to that. Is it buying me things? I know there's like this love language idea, and I think my love language is acts of kindness. From what I can tell from how much everybody talks about it, I didn't read the book. That's not what I researched. So I'm probably coming from ignorance, but I'm trying to think what I want from another person or what I enjoy from another person. And the most thing that pops up is to be seen. So when my partner tells a joke that is roasting me, but it's so clear that that person has been paying attention to the things that I'm talking about, that their joke lands so perfectly well, and I could laugh at myself, and it could be like, that's romance to me. It feels warm. It feels seen. Um, I like when my partner picks up some of my chores. And so now I don't understand, right? So that's also, I don't know. Do you really want somebody to pick up your chores? Do you, to, that some days I can be lazy or not be 100% on, but is that a thing? Is that a thing that is supposed to be requested by your partner? I mean, I'm happy to do that for my partner, but um, I I would want us to be this full self and then giving to each other from the overflow. I just think that I have to think about what a full self means, what is overflow, what's romance from that place, what's something that I would do if you're a friend. You don't have to be romantically involved. How does that change when you are romantically involved? Yeah, so like I would love for you all to answer this. What is romance to you? How old are you, if I can ask? I I don't know why. I do know why. It's very tough to ask someone their age, and you're not really supposed to. But I want you to know my age so you could know, like, sort of, what's the word? The zeitgeist that I lived in. Like, I feel like that's why we share where we grew up and in what time, so that maybe we gauge a little bit of the pressure, or maybe we're just putting ourselves in boxes by answering those kinds of logistical questions. I want you to know that I'm 50. I want you to know, as you get to know me, where I got my ideas from what time and what place, and from who. So I want to know that about you. Like, what do you think romance is? Where did you get that idea? Was it the same romance that your parents believed in? Would you want to pass that on to a next generation? Um, but really, what is romance? Is that a weird question to ask? I like to borrow from people, like try things on and see If romance is buying flowers, I think romance sometimes is buying flowers, even though I don't want flowers, but romance is also knowing if that's not in the budget, you're going to put pressure on me if that's what you spent money on, now that we're linked financially. So that's another thing. When you're linked financially, do you separate the finances and the romance? Does it go hand in hand? Can you talk about finances and romance in the same thing? And maybe that is in the same conversation. Maybe that is what romance is to be able to talk about these different parts of our brain and parts of our duties and our responsibilities, and still, ignite a fire, have a fire, always have like this low fire just kind of crackling. Um, and maybe romance is just that fire feeling. I don't know. What do you think romance is? I hope I'm not repeating myself. I know I'm repeating this question. And as I'm repeating it, I'm kind of thinking, what do I think romance is? How can I answer this question? What else do I need to know? Like, I want to know where I'm pulling the romance idea. I want to know where I should stop pulling the romance idea. Why is love bombing so fantastic? Can there be romance without experiencing that beginning feeling? Or, when people say, like, we brought back that beginning feeling, is that love bombing? Was it love bombing? Does that help? Does it recharge? Once you trust someone, can you kind of throw those bombs at them? I don't know. Okay, so I'll ask for the last time, what is romance? And yeah, if you can comment, if you can tell me what you see happened in this video, like, did I answer my own question, like without realizing? Anyway, that's what my thought is for today. Subscribe for more. Thanks for listening.